The INFJ personality is often described as gentle, private, and deeply thoughtful. They are rarely the loudest voice in the room. They do not usually push themselves into the spotlight. Yet, time and again, people find themselves influenced by INFJs in ways they cannot fully explain. This quiet influence is not a strategy. It is not manipulation. In most cases, INFJs are completely unaware of how powerful their natural behaviors can be. Their strength comes from the way they observe, empathize, and move through the world with subtle intention. When we look at INFJ psychology more closely, we begin to see that many of their everyday habits carry a kind of soft power. It is not dominance. It is presence. It is not control. It is quiet impact. The power of deep listening. One of the most powerful INFJ traits is their ability to listen with full attention. When someone speaks to an INFJ, they often feel genuinely heard. The INFJ is not just waiting for their turn to talk. They are absorbing tone, body language, emotional shifts, and unspoken meaning. This level of listening creates a rare experience. People feel safe enough to open up. They share thoughts they did not plan to say out loud. They explore feelings they did not know they had words for. INFJs usually think they are simply being polite or supportive. They may not realize that deep listening itself is a form of influence. When people feel understood, they trust the listener more. They become more open to insight, reflection, and growth. In personality types explained through emotional intelligence. This kind of listening is one of the most transformative interpersonal skills. INFJs often do it naturally, without recognizing its impact. The power of emotional attunement. As an empath personality type, INFJs have a remarkable ability to tune into emotional atmospheres. They sense tension before it becomes visible. They notice when someone's smile does not match their eyes. They pick up on subtle discomfort that others overlook. Without announcing it, INFJs often adjust their behavior to support emotional balance. They may shift the topic away from something that is clearly hurting someone. They may offer a gentle question at exactly the moment someone needs permission to speak. This emotional attunement can guide the emotional direction of a room. Conversations become more honest. Conflicts soften. People feel quietly supported. INFJs rarely think of this as power. To them, it is simply kindness. But the ability to influence emotional environments without force is a profound and often invisible strength. The power of calm presence. In moments of stress or emotional intensity, the INFJ personality often becomes even quieter and more grounded. While others react quickly, INFJs tend to pause, observe, and respond thoughtfully. This calm presence can stabilize situations without a single dramatic gesture. People may look to the INFJ for reassurance, even if they do not fully understand why. The INFJ's steady tone and measured words signal that things can be handled without panic. In INFJ psychology, this comes from a deep inner processing system. They are used to navigating complex emotions internally, so external emotional waves do not always overwhelm them in the same way. This does not mean INFJs do not feel stress. They feel deeply. But their outward composure often helps others regulate their own emotions. Calm, in this sense, becomes a quiet leadership quality. The power of seeing potential. Driven by introverted intuition, INFJs are constantly scanning for patterns and future possibilities. They often see strengths in people long before those people recognize them in themselves. An INFJ might encourage someone to pursue a path they have quietly considered but never voiced. They may name a talent that others have overlooked. They may hold a long-term vision for someone's growth with unwavering belief. This ability to see potential can change the direction of someone's life. Feeling believed in at the right moment can shift self-perception in powerful ways. INFJs often think they are simply sharing an observation. They may not realize that their words can stay with someone for years, shaping decisions and confidence in subtle but lasting ways. The power of thoughtful words. INFJs tend to speak less than many other personality types. But when they do speak, their words are often carefully chosen. They think about emotional impact, long-term meaning, and whether what they say aligns with their values. Because they do not talk just to fill silence, people often pay closer attention when they do share. Their words can carry unusual weight. A short sentence from an INFJ can linger in someone's mind far longer than a long speech from someone else. This is especially true in emotional or ethical situations. INFJs often express truths in a gentle but clear way. They name what others are feeling but struggling to articulate. They bring hidden issues into the light without unnecessary harshness. They may think, "I just said what I felt," but others may experience it as a moment of clarity that shifts their entire perspective. The power of healthy withdrawal. One of the more misunderstood INFJ behaviors is their tendency to withdraw when overwhelmed. From the outside, this can look like avoidance. But in many cases, it is a form of emotional self-regulation. When INFJs step back, they are processing. They are sorting through emotions, separating their own feelings from what they have absorbed from others. They are recalibrating their energy. This withdrawal can also shift relational dynamics. When INFJs stop overgiving, others are often prompted to reflect on their own behavior. Without confrontation, the INFJ's quiet boundary can change the balance of a relationship. They may not realize that choosing not to engage in draining dynamics is a powerful act of self-respect that also teaches others how to treat them. The power of integrity. A defining part of the INFJ personality is a strong internal value system. INFJs often have a clear sense of what feels right and wrong to them. Even if they struggle to explain it logically, they may go along with group decisions for a while. But when something crosses a deep ethical line, they become surprisingly firm. Their refusal to compromise on core values can be quietly influential. Others may reconsider their own stance when they see someone calmly but clearly standing by their principles. INFJs do not usually push their beliefs onto others. Instead, they embody them. Living in alignment with inner values creates a subtle but steady form of influence. It communicates authenticity without needing to announce it. The power of making others feel safe. Many people describe feeling unusually comfortable opening up to INFJs. This sense of safety comes from a combination of non-judgmental listening, emotional sensitivity, and respect for privacy. INFJs tend to hold what others share with care. They do not usually expose vulnerabilities casually or use personal information as social currency. This builds deep trust over time. Feeling safe enough to be honest is a powerful psychological experience. It allows people to explore their true thoughts and feelings. In this way, INFJs often become catalysts for personal insight in others. They may see themselves as simply being there for someone, but creating emotional safety is one of the most powerful interpersonal behaviors a person can offer. The power of subtle guidance. INFJs rarely like telling people what to do directly. Instead, they ask thoughtful questions, share observations, or tell stories that help others arrive at their own conclusions. This indirect guidance respects autonomy. People feel they are making their own choices rather than being controlled. As a result, they are often more committed to the path they choose. INFJs may not see this as influence. They may just feel they are having a conversation. But guiding someone towards self-discovery rather than imposing advice is a sophisticated and deeply effective form of support. The quiet strength of the INFJ personality. When we step back and look at these patterns, a theme emerges. The INFJ personality expresses power through subtlety, through listening rather than dominating, through presence rather than performance, through depth rather than volume. In a world that often associates power with visibility and control, INFJs represent a different model. Their influence flows through emotional intelligence, intuitive insight, and quiet integrity. Most INFJs do not walk around thinking of themselves as powerful. They are often more aware of their sensitivity than their strength. Yet their natural way of being can shape relationships, guide growth, and calm emotional storms without fanfare. These powerful INFJ traits operate quietly, often below the surface of conscious awareness. But their impact can be lasting. And perhaps that is the most INFJ kind of power of all. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that changes lives gently, from the inside out.